You're too old to start a YouTube channel. You're just too old. You're so old your first screen name was your actual name. You're so old you think TikTok is the sound your wall clock makes. You have a wall clock? You're so old your first camera had a crank and needed film. You're so old your idea of editing is cutting up photos with scissors out of your high school yearbook. You're so old you still remember when YouTube was just cat videos and Charlie Bit Me. You're so old, you once yelled, "Hang up the internet," so you could use the phone. You're so old, your playlist was on a cassette tape. You're so old, you think streaming means a leaky faucet. You're so old, your first upload was on a floppy disk. You're so old, your first slideshow was on an overhead projector, and you loved it. But I'm here to tell you, you're not too old to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to give you some pros and cons. My name's Bill. Here we go. Why you should start at your age. My age is, well, 67. Yeah. So here's how you should start, or why you should start. Your experience is gold. You have more experience than a 20-year-old. You have more experience than a 25-year-old, even a 30, 35-year-old. You have more experience, and that experience is absolutely golden. It's absolutely perfect for what you need. What some people think are shortcuts, you think, I did that 20 years ago. And I can even show you an easier way to do it with that. In whatever area you're in, your experience is a gold mine. Here's another pro. It keeps you sharp. Now, they say that when you retire, you lose your quickness, your mental capacity, your creativity. And if you sit around and do absolutely nothing, that's absolutely true. If you're going to vegetate in front of a TV, sure, you're going to lose a whole lot of sharpness. And if you want to stay sharp, you'll learn something new. That's why a lot of retired people that like gardening go out and they do a lot of gardening. It just gets them out of the house. It keeps them doing things. It keeps them sharp. I hate gardening. I hate it. I hate gardening so much. I know how long it takes me to mow the lawn so that I know when I'm going to be done so I can put that stupid lawnmower away back in the garage and get inside. But I have to do it every week. I have to do it. I hate yard work that much, but some people absolutely love it. And they get out and they have some very amazing lawns. Not me. I keep sharp by doing stuff like this, coming up with things like this, doing videos like this, editing videos like this. I love doing this stuff. I really do. It keeps me sharp. I know a guy, a good friend of mine actually, used to live just a few miles away. Now he lives in another state and he's 82. He just turned 82 and he puts out 2 or 3 video shorts every week. And he does some long form, but he just likes doing the short stuff. And he does it every week. It doesn't miss. You can find him on Facebook and on LinkedIn and several other places. And he's 82. I did find a guy who started a YouTube channel. He's also 82. I don't know him personally, but I do follow him a little bit on, excuse me, on his channel. And he's got, I don't know, 30,000 people. 30,000 subscribers, 30,000 subscribers. He's sharp. He's 82 and he just keeps on doing stuff. And that's a pro. That's a good thing. Now, here's a third thing. Monetize your expertise. Yes, if you've mastered it, you can become a consultant, whether it's a career skill or crocheting or a hobby or even gardening. Or life experience, whatever it is, you can find ways to monetize that, and you can do it through coaching and memberships and having a YouTube channel. You can do it. Your expertise, whatever it is you got going for you. Number 4 is this. You have the time and you have the freedom. Let's say you have retired or you're semi-retired and you have several days a week where you're doing nothing. Well, do something with it. You're not 27 years old with toddlers and a demanding boss. You can structure your channel around your schedule and your passion, and you're not just chasing trends, you're giving your expertise. And that's what YouTube likes, people that'll tune into you, watch what you're teaching so that they can do something. And you get to do this without worrying about having to prove yourself to anybody. You're not chasing metrics. You're just doing it because you have the time and the freedom and the creativity. Which brings me to the 5th thing is there's no expiration date on creativity. You don't just stop being creative when you stop working. You can take those 20, 30, 40, whatever years of experience that you've got in the job that you had and actually start teaching it and being creative about it. Maybe you even have an opportunity to, let's just say, teach your boss that you used to have how he should have done it in the first place. You told him 20 times, but he wouldn't listen to you. But you could say, hey, this is how they taught me to do it. This is how we did it. But guess what? There's an easier way. And here's how you could have done it. Just saying you could do those things. And those are 5 reasons why you should start a YouTube channel at your age. Over 40, over 50. I'm 67. I'm working it here. But there are some cons. It might be harder in a couple of areas. And I'm going to roll with those just for just a few minutes. It might be harder. Maybe not, but it might be harder. Tech can be frustrating. It can. Cameras, editing software. I mean, you can do it all on your phone if you wanted to. You really can. And I would encourage you to do it. The only problem with is the older you get, the worse your eyes become. I can relate. I've had cataract surgery. Now I've got readers, and I've got one set of readers for working on computer and doing stuff. But then I got another set of readers just to get really close to the mirror and trim nose hair. Too much information, I understand. But for doing the really fine stuff, I have some really, 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 almost the thickest readers, you know what I mean, magnifying reader things that you can get. But, tech can be frustrating, but here's the good news. The good news is tech is getting easier and easier. It's getting better. Some things I know that when I was editing video 3 or 4 years ago, it'd take me 20 steps to go through something. Now I just push a button and it's done. And if you get the right kind of software, and there's a lot of good software out there, you can just push a button and you get the effect and the idea that you want. And it just takes a little bit of learning. But tech, I get it. Tech can be frustrating, and that may be a drawback. It doesn't have to be. Growth takes patience. Now, you may be thinking, Bill, I'm older than you are. I don't have the time to put into this. Well, if it's going to be a retirement hobby, it takes time and it takes patience. But you have to really love what you're doing. You have to love doing this. You have to love getting in front of the camera. You have to love making the videos. You have to love editing the videos. You have to love doing that if you're going to do it. And if you do it in a certain way, even the editing will be minimal, which is kind of cool. My goal is to do a video, get it ready, put it up. My goal is to be able to do any one of those inside of 2 hours. So if I only put up one video a week, my goal is inside of 2 hours. Good for me. But YouTube rewards consistency. You put something up every week. Put 2 or 3 videos up every week if that's what you want to do, if you have the time. But growth takes patience. Growth takes patience. Here's the thing. You may have the time to do exactly that. You may have the time to be patient. You don't quit when you're almost there. You just don't. Now, I did mention something in this that is actually my third one, and that is camera confidence. You're thinking, man, when I was in my 20s, I was hot stuff. I was camera ready. And now that I'm in my 60s, I ain't ready for any camera. You hide at security cameras going into the grocery store. You go, when you walk into Walmart, you can look up and you see there's the camera watching you walk into Walmart, and you got a ball cap on down like this so that nobody sees you. Now, talking to a lens can feel weird, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to a lens, but I'm talking to you because I'm thinking about you guys. And all this is practice. Just get over the idea that you don't look like you're 25 anymore. Just get over that. You can't turn back the clock. No matter how much makeup you put on or how much nose hair trimming you do, you just can't do it. So just be confident in who you are. And we are at an age, you and me, we are at an age where we can say, hey, I'm good with the way I am and how I look, and I'm just going to roll with it. So just take your confidence and just roll with it. Don't be afraid of the camera. Some people will never start something like this because they're afraid of the camera. They are, and there's nothing to be afraid of. The fourth thing is comparison trap. You may think, well, I can't compete with a 19-year-old. I can't compete with a 35-year-old with 10 years of experience in TV and $10,000 worth of equipment. And sure, maybe you can't. Maybe you can't compete with that. But it's not about competing. It's about comparing. And you should never compare yourself to somebody else. The only thing you want to compare yourself to is how you did last week or how you did yesterday. And regardless of your age, we're always striving, or we should always be striving to be just a little bit better than we were the day before. Or in this case, you're comparing yourself to the last video that you did, and you're doing it just a little bit better. And the more you do it, the better. Interesting where I stumbled there. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Okay? Your niche is depth and insight and authenticity. And the last thing, or it might be harder, energy and time. Maybe you don't have the time. Maybe you got grandkids and you want to spend all of your time with your grandkids. I get it. I just got a new grandchild, my very first grandchild, a daughter, 6 months ago. Pretty much 6 months ago, almost to the week. And she is a joy to take care of. And I take care of her a lot because we're helping my daughter and my son-in-law out with daycare, as it were, for a while. She comes over and spends a couple days a week with us over here. I go over there and spend a few hours with her a couple times a week. And it's an absolute blast. But sometimes you get home and your energy is just shot. You're just spent. And, and it's a time investment. And I understand that. And I mean, it's not just hitting record, but it's hitting record and then maybe scripting, maybe editing, thumbnails, learning YouTube's game, which I can help you with, by the way, because that's what I'm doing. I'm growing this channel from the bottom up, and it's going to be a slow process. It's going to be a slow process, but it's going to be a smooth process because of consistency. And remember, you don't do it. You don't feel good. I feel good today, so I'm going to do a video. And then the next day you say, I don't feel that good, so I'm just going to lay off today. And there may be some validity to that idea, but go from this standpoint. It's not that you feel good, so you do it. It's you do it, and then you feel good. That's the order. You do it, and then you feel good because you did it. So there's the 5 things. Those are the 5 cons, and we looked at the 5 pros. And that's just the idea of the fact that you're never too old to start a YouTube channel. You're never too old. Get into it. Work with it. I'm Bill. Glad you're here. Glad you watched. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a like or whatever you need to do. Subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that. Other than that, I will see you soon. And you're never too old to start a YouTube. Make a home right here.